Good evening / morning / whatever the hell time it is in your hell time zone. This is Hex Magica, and after a 2-week and $700 long absence, welcome back to the Final Fantasy X Let's Play, brought to you by the Final Fantasy Wiki. Also with me today are...
Cassius, for some reason.
You love me, that's why.
And I am no longer having an excuse to not record the Final Fantasy 15 LP.
I'm technically straight, I guess.
You guess.
Do you guess that? You know, I might be wrong. I might still be Zetron or Zekotin or whatever my heartless name was. No, nobody name from the podcast, but you know.
Schrodinger's techno-obliterator. We cannot tell whether you're alive or dead until we observe you.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to work that out sometimes, you know. I am a robot. I forget if this is the bit where you... Oh, have you already fought the boss there?
Yes, that was in the last Let's Play part. It's where it ended, yeah.
So, they got fiends in Xanarkand too.
Oh, this is a bit where they have like that awkward ass dialogue.
Hey, since when have you believed me about Xanarkand anyway?
I've been thinking.
Echo, you're like echoing like crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe sin carries them through time, like 1,000 years through time.
Oh man, like
maybe they just
the
pop
bit where
back,
Lulu scolds Walker here is so
amazing.
like that's so
Simply
crazy.
amazing. You make up one theory after.
This is really bad audio quality.
Yeah.
Like actually unworkably
Sin
bad.
didn't take
Yeah.
Chapu anywhere. Sin crushed him and left him on the Jose shore.
So,
Your brother won't just.
Seriously, Techno, you're echoing really
One
badly.
more thing. No matter how
I'm
much
echoing?
you want,
Yeah.
no one can
Yes.
take Chapu's place. No one can
Am I
replace
still
Sir
echoing?
Jack, for that matter. And there's no replacement
Good
for
enough.
Nebraska either. It's pointless to think about it.
Okay,
And
we'll stick with this.
oh god.
Even the fact that I've got a
I
Chromebook
I
or
could never be
something.
what Chapu was.
I've got a Chromebook.
Well,
There are things called
it's not
headphones.
the way.
Yeah, there are headphones.
Lulu, and Wonka's brother.
I don't have
Chapu.
headphones. I
Something
don't have
happened
in-ear
between
ones.
them
All
a
my
long
headphones
time
are
ago.
Bluetooth headphones.
I was sure of it. Well, whatever it was none of my
Do
business.
Chromebooks
that's for sure.
not
Best not to
have
go there.
bloody Bluetooth enabled for Bluetooth
They
headphones?
do have Bluetooth. I just can't be bothered to link it up with this.
It's a shame they only give us this really cool wide shot of Kilika Temple once in the game. And literally the rest of the
Never
game it
again.
just looks dumb as hell. Like, look at this. This is stupid.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, this is a PS2 game.
Yeah. But,
So, like, a very early PS2 game.
and
So,
yeah.
like, you can tell the developers, like, when they were putting this together, they must have, like, they had their, like, top down or whatever it was. And obviously, in their view, this looks really good, but obviously the player's perspective is always going to look bad. And this next scene makes me cringe.
This next scene is just hilarious. It's
You here to pray for me?
terrible.
Us pray? Who
Oh, it
needs
is.
to pray? The Luca goers
Oh, like,
always win.
The voice acting back
Oh
then
yeah?
was not
Then why are
good.
you here?
Like, clearly
We've
they
been
must have
praying
just...
for some
They
competition
had
this year.
the English voice
So what's your
actors,
goal
like,
this
record
time?
over
You
the
gonna
script.
do your
And they
best again?
didn't do anything with it. They didn't bother
It's
to
too
check,
bad your
like, you know, if
best
it
isn't
actually
good
fit
enough.
the scene.
Why even
If
bother
it,
showing
you
up?
know,
This time we play
Yeah.
to win.
didn't sound total cringe. Like,
The
10
fact
is a game with a lot of good ideas and lots of terrible execution.
Yes.
yeah,
See you in the
I think
final.
I would agree with that. Like,
Like, the fact that basically
We'll beat
every
them.
character
We have to.
in this game that isn't
You
a
know
main
that,
character has basically a
Down.
flat
They're as bad as
facial
my old
model.
man.
But Sir Jecht was a kind and gentle
Except
man.
for Orin, where it actually
Well,
fits.
not my Jecht.
Well,
Even 10 years
Orin's
after I
facial
left,
model isn't flat,
just
but
thinking
like
about my
all
old
of the
man got me
NPCs
angry.
and stuff have like
But maybe that was just my way of
flat
keeping him.
models for their
Nah,
faces.
nah.
It's really weird.
Yeah, the thing is, like, it's just not aged all that well. I mean, at the time, we were like, oh my god, the FMVs, they're so good. And, like, the graphics are amazing and whatever. But these days, it's like, you know, like, the FMVs in this game are now, like, just normal
Gameplay.
in-engine game renders, yeah. It's just, we've just come a long way since then. So, the thing is, looking back on it now, this stuff looks really cringe, but at the time, it was, like, revolutionary.
Like, the graphical thing about this game is all of the pre-rendered backgrounds still look really nice, but they're also really, really jarring.
Right, but
because the model quality is a bit better than what.
I think
right,
Waka
but the
needs
thing
to
is,
do a
the
little more
pre-rendered
praying.
backgrounds in this game aren't
Please,
compressed as shit like
let
they were in
Waka's
the
prayers
PS1
be
games.
heard.
Whereas, like, I've told this story before about how
Lord
they
Ohana,
compressed the fuck
guide
out
our
of them
feet.
in the old games because they didn't fit on the disc or something like that, and they lost the original versions. So, but happened. Luckily, wasn't a problem. So that's why the pre-rendered backgrounds look good in this game, even in the HD versions, and why they're okay with like porting it to everything.
A summoner, are you?
I also Dona is fun, but like I love how dumb Waka's like praying like animation is, and how they keep on doing it, go back to the neutral pose, and then start the animation again.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that you can only effectively pray if you're doing squats at the same time.
It's
the thing is,
it's endurance training.
Had only 2 guardians. Quality
The thing is, like, you look
quantity,
at this
my dear.
cutscene, like,
Whatever
every
were
character,
you thinking?
just because of their facial expression,
I
it's
have
so
need of only
uninterested
one
in the
guardian.
conversation.
Right, Bartella?
It's
Yes.
just, like, bored. Like, Lulu's just...
I only have
What
as
the
many guardians
fuck is
as there are
going on?
people I can trust.
And that's Kamari trying to look intimidating,
trust
but
them
he
all
doesn't.
with my life.
He look
Well,
just bored
To
to
have
the
so
others.
many guardians is a joy and an honor.
Well, time to pop
Even
another
more
squat.
so than being my father's daughter. Of course, I would
I
never think
forgot
of
everything about the
questioning
next
your
play
ways
step.
either.
FFWiki
So,
plays
Lady Donna,
FF10 drinking
I
game.
ask of you,
Take a shot every time
please
Waka
leave us
takes
in
a squat.
peace. You do what you want, Bartella, we're leaving.
But these ain't skipping like day.
Yeah.
Can we
He keeps
On the plus side, when we face the inevitable sin spawn that is only weak to being need, we're gonna have fucking Walker ready and willing to need that fucker into the
What's she
afterlife.
smiling about?
She's not smiling!
She's not smiling. I was like, what the And Waka's still fucking. Oh my god.
Yep.
The edges of her mouth moved up 1 pixel. She must be smiling.
Not just some weird feeling of disgust.
Let's do it.
Like,
The
we
fake?
do
But first,
play in
the
this game,
Cloister
you need
of
to keep
Trials.
the context
Kamari,
in mind
Waka,
that, you know,
ready?
the
Yes.
technology wasn't there yet.
Strength, everyone.
Changed
This
things.
is why everyone in Kingdom Hearts had 2 face models.
Yeah.
I mean, in FF10, there are multiple face models. It's just that they don't use them right.
We'll be back as soon as we can, okay?
It's like, it's jokes
Oh,
how,
sure,
like,
soon,
Lulu
like
just
tomorrow
kicks him
soon,
out.
I
She's-
bet.
she's so savage about it. But then, like, this next bit where they just make the player stand there doing nothing, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
Immersion.
It's so
there's a lot of stuff like this in 10 where you're left and you don't know if you're in control or if you need to move or anything,
Where's Yuna?
and it's annoying.
Then why are you here?
Hey, I'm not a guardian, so I'm not supposed to go in, right?
Oh my god,
Not a
Titus, you
garden, you said?
moron.
Yep.
Like,
Hey!
oh my, why would you say that to this
Let me go!
obviously gay character?
Go! Hey! What's the big idea?
Just a little game.
Huh?
Can we take a moment to talk about how she has like a freaking butterfly
This is
on her
bad.
back?
Really bad.
What the fuck is that top?
It's. I don't.
What the fuck was that everything?
Yep.
I mean.
She moved up in that scene just to make sure we get a good look at her ass before they left.
It was probably true, like, honestly.
Well,
But
I guess it's too
the
late
only
now.
explanation for the character designs in this game is Nomura
Well.
plays, man. Like, people have the weirdest fucking character costume designs in this game. It's actually fucking ridiculous how all over the place they are. Like, look at Titus's costume alone. He's got like
He's got.
5 different colors on it.
He's got like he's got like multiple forms of asymmetry, and it's just like, yep. So
Well, in the case of Titus, it's also like, you know, the graphics not being able to go far enough, because like compare the artwork of 10 to the Cydia, which is more in line with what it's supposed to look like, where the clothes are actually fucking destroyed, which, you know, considering the context that, you know, he's been sent here from Sin.
So we
it
should have
makes
gone
more
to
sense. His clothes are frayed to shit, and that actually looks better.
So we should go talk to Owaka the 13th and buy some new clothes instead
God.
of whatever the hell this.
Well, no, that's what 10-2 is for.
Oh right, never mind. I don't actually want to play dress-up games.
I still
Yeah, when you
don't.
think about it, 10-2 made dressing up a mechanic.
I mean, 10-2 like is just a unironically good game in a lot of ways. The soundtrack is good. The soundtrack is good, and combat and the job system in it is incredible. It's just,
Okay, that's hard to disagree
It's just
with.
really horny.
yeah, like, and horny is something
It's-
we need to remove.
And the ending is so shit.
Yes.
Which one
And
is? Well,
The true ending.
oh yeah, the true ending's dumb.
Well, can I just say, like, 10-2 is unforgivable because it launched Toriyama as a director.
10-2 is unforgivable because it led to 10-3.
Dude, the game that launched Toriyama was 7.
Oh, was it?
Yes, he did. He was the planner for all of the Midgar stuff. They had
Oh,
to
no, I
tell
meant-
him
I
to
meant the
stop
launch was the
doing so
director.
much because he was going to make the entire game Midgar if he didn't stop.
And you could really see like Toriyama's style at Midgar because like a lot of it is it's like very linear and very. It's not that horny, but I think that was just because they hadn't figured out the graphics yet. They still didn't have.
Excuse me, Midgar not horny? Have you forgotten
The honeybee
entire
in it?
market sequence?
Okay. Well, no. It's less horny than 13. It's less horny than 10-2 or like Lightning Return.
I know you
Anything
look at
is
the
less
dummy
horny than Lightning Returns.
I'm speaking in relative terms here.
Yeah, you look at the dummy content for the war market, like, and it used to be way worse.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I remember how much I hated this particular cloister because, like,
It's a little bit annoying.
particular cloister, I hate all the cloisters except the very last one, and even that one is like, I don't like it, as in I don't enjoy playing it. I just respect it as good game design. Like,
It's-
I
The
hate playing it.
cloisters are all the cloisters are pretty much all, you know, like the worst aspects of point-and-click adventure games in a 3D environment.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, it's like I think they're cool, but like the first after doing like after doing them probably like 6 or 7 times like I have at this point, it's just like, yeah, this is dumb. Can we just let me skip?
Like, yeah, example there. How the fuck are you supposed to know that if you put one of the fire spheres right there, it causes the platform to collapse?
I mean, like,
it's a moon. All of them are moon logic puzzles. Like,
the
Yeah.
thing that annoys me most about the cloister is just like when you get to the very end of them, if you go into the next bit and you trigger the cutscene, you can't go back. So you can't just go back and like add the destruction sphere and get the treasure. So,
And the re-releases punish you for not having the foresight to do the destruction sphere puzzle the first time you're there.
yep, they punish you. Well, this one doesn't punish you.
doesn't it?
No.
But a good chunk of them are guarded by dark aeons.
Yeah.
I thought you meant this version of the game. Yeah, this particular dungeon does not punish you like that, but like I think the first one and the
Besaid and Marcolania punish you.
yeah, it was those two.
And
You dodged it, so you're good.
yeah, like I'm not gonna miss a destruction sphere.
But the thing is, like,
It was
I love how they
Donna,
get
that
annoyed
big
with him. Why are they
muscle-head
pretending at this
man.
point? Like, he's a fucking guardian.
Yuna will be
pretty
the one
much.
to suffer the
It's
consequences.
I
like-
mean, there's plausible deniability in that, like, Tidus was literally thrown in there.
Yeah, but it's not like they have security cameras or anything. He can't prove that.
Let's be real. At this point, they weren't gonna excommunicate Yuna because of who
chamber
she
beyond
was,
is a-
because of like
What?
you know
Even
she's the
Guardians
daughter
can't
of like the
It's
last high summoner. Like, they ain't gonna excommunicate someone who's that like popular. You know, like the only time they did excommunicate her was when it was like, you know, it was the attack on Besaid. They didn't really have
Just
not
wait.
Besaid, Bevel. They didn't
So
really have a
what's
choice
in
at that
there
point.
anyway?
I mean, like,
Oh,
Yevon is basically
That's
just the
like
Catholic Church. They don't need a reason to
The
excommunicate
faith are
people.
who gave their lives to battle
But
sin.
Yevon is like
Yevon took their souls,
it's like it's
willingly
very
given from their still living bodies.
like stereotypical religious
Now
cult.
they live forever, trapped in
And there are
statues.
obvious aspects of it
But
that
when a
seems to be like
summoner
straight up.
beckons, the souls of the
like-
faith
I'm-
emerge.
Yevon-
from its image. That's what we call
Yevon is,
Straight up taken from the Catholic Church
All
as
that
well.
in this
so-
game?
Anyway, carry on.
but yeah, Yevon is basically the definition of
So-
JRPG
so
view
what's
on
Yuna
churches.
She prays
Yeah.
with all her heart for a way to defeat
Like-
sin.
And you look at tactics and how much they just like rip religion to shreds.
I mean, it's
Like-
more so specifically the Catholic Church in tactics.
Specifically the Catholic Church, yeah. Well, I mean in both games really.
Yeah.
But definitely they have an anti-religious theme in these games and it's very, very strong. I mean, you
There
can
was
make an
something I
argument
didn't
that they
tell
do that
anyone
in
else
6
that
with
day.
how the bad guy
That song we
has the
heard
long
there
ass boss
in the
fight
temple,
where you go
I knew
through
it from
all
my
these like
childhood.
religious themes
It was proof that Spira and
throughout
Xanarkin were
before you
connected.
eventually kill him.
Somehow.
I feel like that was
At
just
least
more
to me
so
it
to
was.
look cool. Like,
Maybe that's why
Yeah.
Oh,
suddenly
that's true.
I felt like
also
I
so,
just wanted
like,
to go
15, 20
I
years
tried to say
later,
something to tell
people
them,
can make a really
but the
cool,
words
like,
wouldn't
boss
come.
fight out of it in an MMO.
Oh man,
That's the entire reason for the Kefka fight in 6. So that, like,
But-
20 years later, that they could make a cool, like, boss fight out of it in 14.
I think the reason for the Kefka boss fight in 6 is so that they could do something before Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Well, Uematsu had already written like this 15-minute long final boss thing. We gotta find a way to work it all in somewhere.
It's so good live. Dancing Mad is so good live. That's like, oh my god, seeing that in concert was the most amazing thing. It's also just the best theme in the series, if you ask me.
It's definitely up there.
I love how awkward this cutscene looks. They just stand there and like
nod.
Like,
One of us. One of us.
but they're not even saying anything like that. They're just straight up. Yeah, this is better
I
animation.
thought I had put my feelings for Xanarkin behind
This
me.
is like that looks more. I mean, obviously you can see the animations are really repetitive, but that look and that what the fuck is he doing there?
That
What?
fucking jumping lady in the back.
Bigger and bigger.
But
Till I was
this
just about
looks
ready to
more
burst.
Like, you know, more like they put effort in. It's just like what the.
Oh my god.
Are you okay?
And this next bit is like, this is more
I don't
awkward
know.
than the laughing scheme for me.
What do
It's like,
you
why are you
want
screaming?
to do?
Yeah, this
To
is
scream really loud.
actually cringe.
Yeah, it's like why? And then the long pause in between it. What? I was like, I don't get that.
And then you just leave.
Yeah, maybe that made sense in the Japanese version. It definitely doesn't make sense in the English version.
It's... yeah.
And I love the theme.
I'm going to assume just based on Dissidia that it was exactly as cringe, because like the Tidus storyline in Dissidia does definitely rip on a lot of Tidus's behavior in 10. Like this in particular, there's that one bit where like goes to the internal monologue. Suddenly, I had the desire to yell, and then it cuts to him running past Firion, screaming while Firion's just staring at him.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
There's a lot of damage. And yeah, like the Dissidia storylines kind of make me wish. Like,
The Dissidia
Yeah, they kinda
storylines are
make me
all very dumb.
yeah, like, but still, I wish we had.
They were
that.
fun dumb.
Yeah, they're the
Like-
fun kind of dumb.
Decent bits of characterization, even if the story itself is like not well written.
Yeah, like some people just simply don't have character outside of Dissidia. And even then,
Yeah, I mean, the only Dissidia storyline that really disappointed me was Tifa's. They could do much better, but they didn't. The rest of them are actually pretty, as far as characterization goes, it's pretty solid. But as far as like actually being well written, no.
I mean, it's
I
a
hate
dumb
it.
fighting game.
Because
With
like you haven't yet got Esuna yet, so you just have to eat the poison pretty much.
Yeah. Plus, poison in FF10 is the worst it is in the entire series.
Yeah, it might be. Like, it's really bad.
It's like 4 turns until you die.
It pretty much, summoning Ifrit seems to be like the best way to kill this guy.
It
We
is.
just summon
Yeah.
him, and
Yeah, this is one of the 2 strongest versions of poison in the entire series.
what's the other one?
13.
Oh yeah, poison in 13's very good.
Isn't there like a good way to like get rid of it though? Oh yeah, the overdrive. Better do a lot of damage or else you're kind of fucked.
Yeah,
Or
like,
do that. That works too.
so
Yeah,
I'm trying to get the overkill here, but I just end up kind of failing miserably.
I bet you don't even kill it.
I don't.
I thought not.
Like, Ifrit with base stats is really bad.
Thank God you had the shortened version of the animation. Holy shit. I was gonna get thrown away.
The animations go to short after a while, simply because there's no reason to keep them on long. Like, it just chews up a lot of time.
It just healed its full HP.
Yeah, heal back all the damage you did to it.
Damage you dealt it.
Yeah, like, fuck Lord Oshu, like, it's not a hard, it's not a hard fight, but it feels bad.
And the main problem is that, yeah, Everett is kind of the most effective way to take care of him right now, but
You just waste.
also, Everett's fucking weak to water.
No, Ifrit is weak to ice. It's just that...
Everett's weak to everything right now, except fire.
Don't use Titus, you're gonna die. Alright, never mind, you use Titus too late. Shame this is not in real time.
No. I mean,
Or you could just do another summoning.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw another Pokemon at it.
Oh, the thing is, like
You are definitely really supposed to come back later for this one.
Yeah, you are.
The problem is, like, this is back when Square thought, like, it was really cool to have these long-ass summon animations. Oh, they look so impressive, but, like...
I mean, they are impressive, it's just not
It's-
worth it.
Yeah.
Like if I remember correctly, he's got a really good bribe, so...
It's like, I'm pretty sure they just kind of gave that to their animators.
Yes, I believe Lord Ochu does have a good bribe. He might have a good vibe, I don't know, like...
Right, you're gonna kill it now. Just
Yes.
better kill it. Right, you overkilled it as well. Right.
Yes. The overkill is what's important here, because this gives you MP spheres, and MP spheres are pretty important this early on. Like, look at how low...
Yeah, that's plus 40, right?
Yeah, plus 40. So, plus 80 MP.
Wow. Like, that's actually really good.
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb, actually.
Like, I miss out on...
And why did you not get that ability? Which one is it?
I think it's one of the
think
distills.
Yeah, that's a distill.
Yeah,
Just get it anyway, man. I get them all to have my, like, abilities all complete.
yeah, no. So, no.
It's funny how with the sphere grid works is basically all the spheres you're collecting are all going to be totally worthless when you get to the end game and just replace them all with a
Yeah,
better one.
yeah, but I'm gonna cheat so I don't have to spend as much time doing it.
That's the best way to do it. Like, I'm not even gonna
No,
I'm
like,
not even
it's...
gonna like rag on you for that, like, cause that's fucking like
Well,
good game.
For a Let's Play, it's gonna be like... Yeah, I have to, otherwise I will be spending like 100 hours on, like, maybe 5 parts of content.
Pretty much, like the amount of times you have to fight Dom Tombury to get anything. Like, by the time I was done with it, and by the time I was done with all the different super bosses, and I got every trophy, I did not want to see Don Tombury ever again in my life.
That's fair.
Holy shit.
So...
10's post-game grind is garbage.
It's fucking miserable. Like...
I love it, but
Like,
I don't.
I like it, but, like, it's too much. Like, I get it,
Yeah.
it's just too much.
Yeah, I agree. Except, like, these days, like, games don't ship with a good post game like that. You know, it's like the post game is stuff they always add to the DLC.
I mean, like, I kind of get that. Like, it's annoying, but also, like, I get that it lets them ship a game earlier.
Right, I agree. Like, I'm not, like, too upset that Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't yet have a good post game.
It's not like
Yeah.
that's a new thing for Square, because hell, we're playing one of the games that did that right
Oh,
now.
True.
Yeah. Like, FF10 US had literally Omega and the Monster Arena. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
And those are pathetic. No, they still had the what about the Monster Arena?
Yeah, I said Omega and the Monster Arena.
Sorry.
It feels good that we never got the original version of the first Kingdom Hearts game, where the ultimate challenge was fucking Phantom.
Ugh.
Oh, is it?
Wait, really? Did it not have
Yeah, most of the super bosses were first in the English version.
fuck?
What the heck?
One of them was named after a contest to have a boss named after the winner.
Wow.
What the?
That's Kurt Zeiser.
God.
Wow.
I really want to steal that old lady's chest, but turns out you can't.
Off to Luca at last.
But yeah, the
The
other
matches start
obvious
soon as we get
example,
there.
like
So
when
rest
this
up on the way, yeah?
started, you know, Final Fantasy VII, like, because we got the version where they fixed a lot of the bugs and where they released it with a ruby weapon and what's the other one, emerald weapon.
Yeah, Emerald.
Oh yeah. Seven International is one of the few internationals where they didn't really add anything. All of the actual new stuff in Seven International, I believe, was on disc 4, which wasn't actually part of the game. That was just extra material and stuff.
Oh, is it? That's fair enough. It's not a new thing, it's just these days, like, having to rebuy the game, you just download whatever add-on gets released later. And some of the downloads are for free. So really, we can't complain too much.
I'm all but certain the Critical Mode DLC for KH3 will be free.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what.
They said that Nomura said that the only thing they plan to be paid is the DLC package that includes the extra story content.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Hope they give us a Sephiroth boss fight for that though.
I mean, I wouldn't mind more like super bosses that are just like random super powered things like bloody Dark Inferno was, but also Dark Inferno was a joke of a boss fight.
We don't really need to fight Sephiroth again.
Yeah.
Dark Inferno was still fun though.
Yeah, Dark Inferno is still a fun fight. It's just not challenging.
Even if a lot of the fun that comes from clowning on him with specific form changes, using ultimate form against him is really satisfying.
Oh yeah, like you just fucking unlimited blade works him to death. Like
ultimate form is fucking Armageddon. It is literally actually Armageddon, and more evidence that Nomura is totally not mad about everything that's happened.
Yeah.
I love how literally everything about like Kingdom Hearts 3 is literally Nomura being salty over versus 13.
Try blocking when you're in ultimate form. It is literally the rotating wall of swords from the original versus 13 trailer.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, they screwed him over hard with Versus 13, man. Like, they forced him to develop it on an engine that couldn't cope with the kind of game he wanted to make. And then by no fault of his own, a few years later, they'd made no progress. Well, that tends to happen when you force him to develop on a fucking engine that's not suited to that.
Oh, right. You're that
And then,
idiot.
by no fault of his own, a few years later, they said, "Oh, you've made no progress on this, so we're giving it to someone else."
They don't
He
got
must have been
what
like,
it takes
"What the
to win
fuck?
the
The
cup."
reason I made no progress
Well, they
is because
do
you didn't
now
let
that
me
I'm
make
here.
any progress. So how are you gonna blame
Yes,
this on me?"
they will win.
Well,
So,
like,
I imagine
He used
like,
to be
that's
the
kind of
star
what happened.
player.
And then they did it twice because the reason they lost the first year of Kingdom Hearts 3 development was because they realized that Luminous doesn't fucking work either.
Yeah.
It's not
So
ruined.
that must have been
There's
when
a
you got
big
pissed off
city
and was
there.
like, "Alright,
There
fuck
is.
this, man. I'm just gonna outsource the engine." and it has worked out better for him. So.
I do think they should have just outsourced everything from the start.
There is a city, really.
Oh yeah. Like 13
Right,
would have been
whatever
better.
your ladyship
15
says.
would have been better. Trilogy would have been better.
The Kingdom Shader is fucking impressive tech.
It's really good.
That is.
What's wrong? You seemed
kind
of mad.
Like that combined with Unreal Engine works perfectly. It's.
I do believe your Xanarkand exists. I really do, you know?
Yeah, see, like, I mean...
How come?
I'm not saying, like, the graphics in, like, 13 and
Sir Jack
15
used to
don't look
always tell
amazing,
me
because they do.
stories.
I'm not saying, like,
It'd be great to see
those
your
are,
home
like,
someday.
utterly worthless engines.
I'd
It's so
love
much
to go
easier
there.
to just outsource that part to another company that's actually, you know...
good at
Come
making...
over to my place?
Making games engines is actually what
Right.
they do.
Sure.
You don't have to,
As
like,
if I had a place to
bother with,
show
like,
her.
trying to make, you know, internal tools that, you know,
I do
make
believe
it
your
impossible
Xanarkand
to outsource anything. Just so you can say, oh, we made this ourselves.
But, like, my only complaint with Unreal Engine with the Kingdom Shader is that it should not have a setting to make pores visible, because Vexen and Luxord in the Pirates of the Caribbean world look ugly as fuck.
It's better than just
And it's creepy.
Just leaving him.
The Pirates world in general is not good, in my opinion.
I disagree, I love the Pirates world.
Jeez.
I think it's
There's
amazing.
that too, eh?
And whose fault is that?
Not mine.
Yeah, this
is mine,
dialogue here, like when Tidus is basically overhearing conversations about him, it's just like, you know, it's kind of awkward because then he instantly like asks Wako about it afterwards. Like, oh, I was like eavesdropping on everything you were saying about me.
Well, it's a tiny boat. Like, what else do people expect? Like, you can
I need to see you saving, man. Edit that out.
Never. You will see the full force of me saving constantly.
Oh my god, my first playthrough, I did not understand this whatsoever.
A lot of people still think at this point that Tidus is suffering from Sin's toxin, whereas the truth of the matter is that Tidus is and always will be a rude little shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that, man? Like, how do you trip up like that? Tidus is close because Jack's like
trying
just
to
as
follow
bad.
in my footsteps, are you?
Probably try, like...
I usually charge for lessons, you know. That shot is...
I still can't get over just how extra Jack is to just get a tattoo that big on his chest.
Oh, everything about Jack is extra.
Yeah, it's great.
He's so much a dick to his son.
Yeah, Jack is literally the worst, and he spends all of his time dedicated to doing things that make it clear that he is the worst.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say he's the worst and he spends all his time lifting or something.
I mean, look at Jack's legs. He does not skip leg day.
If he spent all his day lifting, I would have more respect for him than I currently do. But no, instead he spends it playing Blitzball, presumably. I still think though,
You can't do it. You can't do it.
This is so fucking funny.
You can't do it, kid.
it's like images you can hear.
Yeah, it's...
I know that's this is like supposed to be a serious scene about Jack being an abusive father, but that was fucking fun.
Yeah, when you just button mash, it's just...
The best. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and you basically need that ability to like actually...
Whoa.
You don't need it, it just makes it a fucking joke.
Anyone can do it if they try.
Oh, pretty much.
Show
Well,
us
you
one more
need
time,
it
yeah?
to have your sanity intact when you play Blitzball.
Yeah.
Through it.
It just basically breaks the main mechanic of Blitzball.
Oh, pretty much.
Yeah, like, Tidus doesn't have the best shooting in the game, but, like, he has access
But
to
he
the...
has Jack shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you need anything when you've got Jack shot?
Yeah, no. Like, and then you get Jack Shot 2 eventually, and that's just like...
Like Jack shot is pretty much a cheat in your favor, because it's basically remove X characters from the block without expending any.
That was the Jack
Yeah.
shot, wasn't it?
And it costs a little more HP, but who gives a fuck about HP?
HP in Blitzball doesn't matter.
Sir Jack showed it to me.
Like,
when I
the
was a
very
child.
start of the game in Blitzball is when it matters, but even then...
Sublimely magnificent Jack shot
HP
Mark 3.
in Blitzball matters for how many Jack shots you can do.
And more proof of Jack being the worst here.
You know what?
Sublimely magnificent Jack shot Mark 3.
It's a great
Man
name.
said the name Mark III was just something to hook the crowd.
Like, the marketing tactic is genius, but everything else about that is the worst.
And they
It is
really
pretty
did come
genius,
back.
you know. Like, I don't
Jack-
know why. I don't know why
used to
Tidus is mad about
Get
that.
so
Yeah, it's
mad.
genius.
The question is, does that make Jack Shot 2 actually the sublimely magnificent Jack Shot Mark 4?
Yes.
Technically,
Is he
yeah.
alive, you think?
I don't know. But
Oh, this
Sir
is
I mean,
Jack
Tidus is
was
such
my father's
such
guardian.
a shit that you would have expected him to actually call it the Tidus shot, but
If anything happened to him, I should think word
See,
would get around
I-
fast.
Imagine if that's what it was called in the game, and like it just used whatever you renamed
What'd you
Tidus
do?
to. Like that
What'd you
just
found?
sounds like a can of worms.
Who knows?
Mm.
I thought he died 10 years ago.
See,
oh god,
Well,
I legit think
the Meg Ryan shot.
after everything he put Mom and me through. And because he was famous, I was
God.
always... Well, you should know you.
yeah, like
Your father's
I
famous
legit
too.
think
Everyone in Spira knows him,
good.
right?
Like I don't want them to make 10-3.
Ain't it tough?
Nobody
legit
does.
It is hard
that a
to
good
follow
idea
in his
would
footsteps.
be for them.
I don't want them to make 10-3 only because I know they won't take my magnificent pitch for the game.
I
Oh.
think
Is it?
Well,
The Adventures of Tidus' Severed Head.
that's for sure.
you didn't say that about your father.
Yeah.
I got the right.
Tidus with the severed headdress sphere.
I guess you do.
Yeah, 10-3 shouldn't happen because they
Show me
already
that
wrapped
move
up the
again.
story pretty well with
Yo!
10-3.
Oh my god, just think Tidus with dress
I didn't think
spears.
my old man would come to me. He never did like watching other people
Like-
play,
Tidus with dress.
but I couldn't help
No,
feeling
no, but the dress
something
sphere is just his head.
bad was gonna happen.
Like
And these
a
feelings
10
of mine are
prequel,
usually
though,
right.
with Braska.
Sure, I had told Waka
That
I'd
to,
help him win the
fix all the
tournament,
plot holes
but
and everything from this
I wasn't
game.
sure I had it in me to play at all.
That would be actually more
anymore.
interesting. Considering how those
Tidus accidentally
really
grabs
really
Yuna's
like
dress
it.
spears and goes into battle with a bikini.
Why not?
There's so much potential there, you know. You could see like all the character development in Jack as he starts off as this like asshole who's so full of himself, and then he goes towards, you know, actually being like, holy shit, I was a bad father all that time. And how Auron goes from like basically what Tidus is now, like the kind of like naive kid who thinks he can save the world, to being like what he is, you know, in this game. And like I don't know what happens to Braska, presumably he just stays the same throughout. But you know, I just think that would be so much more interesting
Yeah.
than what people are asking for, which is a 10-3. And it's like,
Wait, people are asking for a 10-3?
Yes.
loads of people ask for 10-3. We made a joke video on this very channel.
Oh wait, yeah, never mind. I remember this. Yeah,
we
we.
made a video on this very channel about them quote unquote announcing 10-3 and how it links to 7, and people were so pissed off at them because they thought it was legit and they got excited. I'm like, you got excited for that?
Like,
No, I actually think 10-0 would be awesome. 10-0 would be awesome. I'll give you that.
10-0 would be
10-0
good.
would be great. It would be so much better than what they've done.
Isn't it, folks? Our next team off the ramp is...
And I'm not sure if I'd want the 10 prequel to be Braska's pilgrimage, there's like 1,000 years of shit in there that they can cover.
Yeah, there's loads you can cover. Like, there's loads of stuff
Like
within the whole of story you can cover.
Like you can even
Also,
cover the
I love
Marketable
this
War.
announcer. He is such a fucking asshole, and it's great.
Yes.
Oh, the announcer? Yeah, I love it.
Safe journey back to Passaic.
Now, if these were
Right, Jimmy.
I want to know who voiced this announcer.
Moving right along.
Because, like,
Our next team is
surprised if it was just James Arnold Taylor
our
again.
very own
Like,
Luca Goer.
before, like in Ratchet and Clank 3, he voices, obviously he voices Ratchet, but he also voices the announcer at the arena. So it's just James Arnold Taylor being a dick to himself the whole time.
I mean, sometimes you really just gotta hate yourself.
Yeah, but it would not surprise me if that was the announcer for this.
You can say that again, Jimmy. Look at the crowd.
Because it actually kind of sounds vaguely like him. I'm gonna look it up.
Looks like all of
Okay, I gotta say something, because I wanted to say this the last time we saw the ghost, but what the fuck are they wearing?
Yeah.
Those look like they had like half suspenders.
Maybe they're just really afraid they're gonna lose their pants. But like, it seems like the half suspenders thing is like a lot of Blitzball play. Like, Waka has sort of suspenders.
Oh god, yeah, he does.
Titus has suspenders.
Yeah, but he got actual suspenders.
See, when I rewatch this, I kind of have a bit of vague respect for Titus, but at the time I was cringing so hard.
no, this scene is badass. This isn't cringy.
Yes.
I prefer Titus's compartmentalized zipper pants to whatever seems to be standard Blitzballer pants in Spira.
Oh god.
What's up now?
Like, Waka has double suspenders.
Micah? Maester?
I prefer the fucking belt dress.
Come all the way from Baval.
The belt dress with random hole for leg.
Years as Maester.
50 years?
What, Lulu's dress?
Retired
Yes.
by now?
Yeah, Lulu's,
Mind your
like,
mouth now.
that's such a mess of a costume, man.
Look, she's gonna make sure that everyone can see her hot leg.
Yes. Leg.
Just like, I mean, I don't know what Nomura was thinking when he was making the costume designs for this. I thought,
I mean, in Lulu's case, we know what he was thinking because he actually told us he was thinking, let's piss off the CG artists.
I mean...
well, see, that does not surprise me. Like,
if you're an artist...
Like, you read... You read a lot about Nomura's thought processes and stuff, and you realize that a lot of his thought process is based on impulsive vindictiveness.
Relatable.
Which explains a lot about Kingdom Hearts 3.
What the fuck are those green pieces of shit?
It explains a lot about Kingdom Hearts in general.
Speaking of character
we can't use Mickey Mouse as a protagonist. Let's make this weird lion kid with a chainsaw. That was his original Sora concept.
yeah, it was.
Who could it be?
It was so like weird.
Then there was the one time where he decided to just tell his like secondary writer, nah, I've got this. I'll write the entire thing myself. And he did just because he felt like it. That was Days.
Oh wow.
Christ.
And then there was Coded, the infamous story about Tabitha having to help an extremely drunk Nomura write a concept document onto a whiteboard in one night.
What?
Yes.
So like, it's amazing how much he's gotten away with and still managed to like make really damn.
I think he succeeds due to it.
Yeah.
Nomura's fucking insane, and that is his greatest asset.
Micah kind of reminds me of
I
like
am
an early
Seymour
version of
Guado.
Zayn or
I am
something
honored
like
to receive
that.
the title of Maester.
Like it's the same kind of thing, you know,
In
old
life,
guy,
my
kind of
father
hunchback,
Jiskel worked to foster
who
friendship
like pretends
between
to be
man
good,
and Guado.
to
I
just be a
vow
massive dickhead.
carry on his legacy and to fulfill
You
my
know,
duties as
I've been
Maester
ranting
to the best of my ability.
over the introduction of Mr. Very Obviously Not a Villain.
You too.
Seymour?
Bow your head.
Yeah,
So
Seymour's like,
so even though his character design is so stupid, and earlier the camera like zoomed in on like the tattoos over his breasts.
The tattoos and his big lumped chest hair.
the thing I want to say.
Even though the voice acting in this game is so crappy, Seymour's voice acting is good. Seymour has the best voice acting.
The thing I want to say about Seymour though is I honestly feel like the reason they put him in is just because they were scared the idea of Sin being the villain didn't work, so they wanted to put in a more traditional series villain, where Seymour's kind of like, you know, this game's version of like Sephiroth or whatever, where it's like, oh, it's just that big bad guy that wants to destroy the world, but is somehow a misguided good guy or whatever.
And the one before that,
And
too.
it's pretty much Seymour just fills that role, and I'm pretty sure they only put him in because they're like, oh, we can't really have much tension when our main bad guy is a fucking massive whale that destroys stuff.
I don't know, a giant fucking space whale is pretty scary.
That's right.
Yeah, it
We
is.
got
But
Caesar.
it felt like
I
they
mean,
couldn't
the thing
connect
is
We're
that
the champions.
due to giant fucking space whale's nature, he isn't really a villain, just a force of nature.
Let's go over the
Seymour
basics again,
is
boys.
the antagonist that actually better embodies the themes of the game. He's the one who has bought entirely into the cycle of death.
Yeah.
That not even
Like,
sin
that's
itself is actually bought into.
I see from a writing perspective, like his motivations and stuff like that, like that's true. They do kind of like
There you are.
work for
Someone
the
said they saw
game's
Sir Orin in a cafe.
narrative in that way, but at the same time,
Orin?
like,
Yes, Sir Orin. Let's go
you know,
find
it
him.
feels like they only put him in because, you know, they didn't want to have a game without a traditional villain like that. Because, like, with everything else, they've not committed to him
The game starts
or
like real
Sin as
soon.
like the main villain, and they've just said, "Oh fuck it, we're
Come
gonna
back
put
quick,
Jack
yeah?
into Dissidia instead."
Hey, I'll be back.
Yeah, okay.
Well, no, I think they were pretty clear about the reason that Jack was in over Seymour is because Jack plays off better
With Tidus.
against Tidus.
Breathe.
Yeah,
Oh,
if,
yeah, that's true.
if they
Whereas
used...
Seymour plays off better against Yuna.
Yeah, that's true. And for some reason,
Now, an interesting thing they could have done if you didn't want to have Seymour, they could have had they could have had Yu Yevon still have a personality.
Sir Orin
You could
was
still
also
like
my
understand what
father's
sort of
buddy.
things Yu Yevon wanted to do and like what his thought
So,
process was.
he might
But
be
they didn't do that, so
Without
Seymour.
Without Seymour,
Let's go now.
the villain of the
It didn't
story
even occur to me to think
would
that
be
the
Yuna
Orin that
Leska.
Yuna was
Yeah.
talking
oh my
about,
Yeah.
either of
and
those.
the one that I knew from Xanarkin.
Because she is
I don't know why.
is the
but
one
I knew
who
it
is
was the
still
same guy. I knew it was the same Orin.
enforcing the millennia long destruction of Spira that
Hey,
Yu Yevon started.
some Albed saved me the other day, and
Oh, I hate the Albed
this girl
spikes.
Riku gave me
They
food,
fuck
and
me up every time I play Blitzball. They're too overpowered.
Yeah, they're very good at the start of the
Understand
game.
me, do you?
But all of their characters have, like, reverse Magikarp power, where in the middle and late game they're literally
if you
terrible.
meet Riku, tell her thanks for me.
It's the same with the
Right,
Goers.
Oh, and as for
in
first,
Weird
may the
too.
best
in
team
the
win.
end, with the exception of Keeper, who may be like the worst Blitzball character in the game, the Aurochs are actually rather decent.
Yeah.
Once they actually get some work in.
Yeah, but I still, nonetheless, every time I play Blitzball, I just replace them with like better ones that you can buy.
Yeah, you can...
I mean, yeah, it's kind of a moot point because once you've gotten Waka's ultimate weapon and the Auroch reels, you can just reset Blitzball entirely to get Wakka's Aurochs reels back to maximum power. So,
although admittedly, you're never going to use Auroch reels, so.
Yeah.
okay, yeah, attack reels are too fucking broken, but yes.
Attack reels is like, I think it is legitimately.
It's the best overdrive in the game, and that's it.
Yeah.
Second best ability. Best ability is Anima's thingy.
Oblivion?
Yeah. Anima's thing.
Yeah, Anima's whatever it is. Anima's overdrive.
Yeah, Oblivion.
Yeah, the most effective way to tell Seymour he's grounded.
And I think we're gonna leave it there.